Idol manager is a management tycoon about endless debt, questionable decisions, scandals, depression, and more sketchy concert rooms than you've seen beans in a bean can. You must lead a group of Japanese idols to fame and profit, or end up in more corruption and despair than you'd like. Will you have to suck up to your sugar daddy, or will you rip off your shirt, plan a desperate attack on the ratings board, and get out with more than enough to build a legacy? Yokoso to Baguette Boys Review, where we will explore the story, the mechanics of Idol Manager. Will you build up your business till the end, or sacrifice even your soul for an idea? Made by a very small, very diverse team of one programmer, one writer and 3 artists touching different aspects of either overhaul design, pixel art or CG, all of them distributed over the US, Russia and Spain, you could and probably should call Idol Manager an indie title. But for one, its quality is above and beyond. Out since July 27th, 2021, its Twitter page has been out since 2016, representing at least 5 years of official development. The CGI was fully made by Ewa, a freelance Spanish artist who makes really cute art. The programmer is Max Rogozin, whose Twitter account can only be seen by approved followers, and his description is just no, which made my research a tad more difficult at first. He also has a GitHub with only 1 follower, and his profile pics makes me laugh, as well as a My Anime List account, where he seems to be reading Nozoki Anna. The writer and co-designer is Justin Cooper, whose Twitter link is actually wrong, it's @JustCooper now, and he has an amazing WordPress and Tumblr. He's also worked on Necro Barista, which released in 2020. Beyond that, information is scarce on the team and development phases, with only a few dev diaries that paint mostly the evolution of the mechanics and UI rather than the difficulties and phases. Idol Manager uses a visual novel style of storytelling for its main story, with a secondary structure under the form of events for smaller narratives revolving around your idols that you employ. You are a young adult employed by Fujimoto to make an idol group with his cash as he seeks to live his more unsavory business past and become legit. In typical anime fashion, you have a main rival with occasional crazy eyes that will totally crash you in the ratings for a while. The story is divided into 5 chapters, with the 6th being the post-story gameplay, where you can continue for 150 years. As you progress, you will enter track to eternal fame and money, going into shows, nationwide television, and even getting a proposal for the Summer Tokyo Olympics. But your choices will forge your path. Will you carve your group in history? There are 3 main routes, with a 4th hidden one you can follow. There are Sugar Daddy, Stick Your Dick Crazy, and Media Girl, with the 4th one being just marrying one of your idols. At chapter 4, you will have to lock yourself into one of these routes by completing a hard objective. Every route will lead you to a lot of interaction with the characters, discovering more and more about them. Events are going to either help you or kick your ass. They are randomly selected in a list and will involve one or more of your idols. Some are just a pop-up, while some are more elaborate. They are the things that make me describe Idol Manager to my friends as luring you with the cute stuff and then stabbing you with reality, as the events takes a lot of inspiration from real events, such as Stalker used a reflection in an idol's eye, or the idol dating a politician. You will have to tread carefully, with some things being minor, and others being a risk of causing a huge series of scandals.
いや、アイドルだよ。すみません、親で。
You start with a building. You can build up rooms and hire staff. Each floor you take will cost exponentially more and more rent, with the first one being free. By right-clicking on a room, you can automate a task to always occur, such as training, getting business deals, styling, or recovering health. Your staff will be shit at start, but it gets better with every task they accomplish. When you make singles, organize events, or the like, you will have to get your staff to do certain tasks. You must drag the project onto the staff member who will then do that phase. You can only assign the project to one person at a time, so it's sufficient to make multiple projects at once, and there's no order for those phases, and they can be done at any time. Idols are the blood of your group. They have multiple stats which can be divided into two major categories: looks and skills. Looks are either cute, cool, sexy and pretty, and serve the style of choreography you are displaying on your singles. Skills are vocal, dance, funny and smart, and they serve the quality of what your idol produces. Those stats have both an objective value of what the idol currently is and a potential value of what the idol could become. Age reduces some stats and enhances others, with cute being lost as an idol transitions into adulthood, but gaining sexy. Idols also have both a trait and fame. All idols have one trait, and so far as I've seen, they don't acquire additional ones, nor does it changes. Fame, on the other hand, is how well known an idol is. This is dictated by both their fanbase, the singles they've been in, and how well known they are in general. Fame is hard to acquire from nothing, and you will have to go through that at first. Then the last three stats they have are friendship, romance, and influence. Those are acquired by actually having social interactions with your idols. Friendship is gained by having coffee with them or by siding with them during events. It can be lost by being an asshole. Romance is gained by flirting, dating, and generally having a romantic relationship with an idol. Influence is gained by doing certain tasks for them, asking their wishes, granting them, as well as being thanked for the annual rewards. Influence is lost when an idol gets injured, as it's kind of your fault for pushing them to the limit. Influence can be spent to keep idols longer, make them spill the beans, or make them break up relationships, or stop bullying. Now, you may want to pump out some singles. Singles use a theme, a marketing strategy, a music genre, and a choreography. You will define the formation of your idols with the lead being the main singer. It's important to note that your stats underneath are defined by your idol and their positions. Some idols can bring the stats down, and some might not be satisfied with a position being moved or stolen or being at the back of the back. Every month there is a chart of the month's singles and their placement according to sales. You will find that as time moves on, this grows until a ceiling of around 160,000 sales during chapter 2. And then you get to chapter 4 where the boss music starts. And then the Koreans enter the market with their million sales and BTS fans. In between singles, you have activities. There are three: perform, promote, and spa. Performance will get you cash in a pinch, promotion will get you fans, and spa will regenerate some stamina for a cost. You will spend your early game using this as much as possible with one action per day. If you aren't in a critical money position, abuse promotion as much as you can. Media is produced by your group with your idols. They can consist of different types and have either the full cast or a rotating one or even a permanent cast. Shows will eat up at your idol's stamina each week, but generate revenue, fame, and fans as a result. At last you have special events who can be concerts, elections of who is best girl, and of course world tours, so you can enthrall the weeps of the world to buy your merch. Concerts have a very particular way of working with a system of cards. Each song and talk break is a phase, and you will have to roll for it to see if it's all good or if an accident happens. Idols with low stamina will have a higher chance of accidents. If an accident happens, you can choose between a safe but negative option and a risky but either really fail or really win option. World tours are gambling but for big boys. You will have to play your cards right and don't do them too often, as they can make up to 300,000 yens in profit with just 2 stars in each country, just as well they can drown you under a loss of 50 million yen. Now that you can produce projects for your group, there's the question of researching them in the first place, and that's where the research tabs come in. Every time a staffer does nothing, they will produce research points, which can use to either unlock or upgrade options. Once unlocked, the practice of those options will also naturally generate experience. You can make money with singles, concerts, research, and you can enthrall the world, but what about the commercial side of things? Those fancy advertisements and movie walls, well, that's why you need to always build a third office. Business deals generate revenue in exchange for your idol's image. This can last an instant or just a few weeks depending on the type of contract. As you continue, you will have liability sums you will have to pay if your contract ends abruptly, from injury or you pulling out. If you didn't already guess by the thumbnail and the fact I had to play on easy for the late game footage, you will see this color more times than you would wish. If you remain at the red too long, you will have to go bankrupt, and Fujimoto will have to bail you out for a price. Don't panic about going down. You can get massive loans from Fujimoto, as all he asks before you get a new one is to do a small task for him. Idol Manager will plunge you into an engaging story of self-building narrative of fighting against the odds, with the rival groups growing ever stronger. The game is very engaging and you won't see time pass by, as you try anything to grasp the spotlight. Events are really nice, but it will be interesting to see more regular actions with the idols outside of socializing in some rare events, as there are some long periods where you might do nothing but tons of production, and a small break would be welcome. And of course there's a special patch for special stuff. I give Idol Manager the number of times my idols got injured over the average stamina of my group. The game is also coming to the Nintendo Switch soon, or already depending on when this video comes out.
Let me in! Let me in!
Either way, if you enjoy your videos, leave a like, a subscribe, and ring that darned bell. Have fun, and I will see you soon.